What up? What up? What up? What up? What's going on, y'all? What's going down? What's going on? It's your girl Sean, y'all. It is Monday. Y'all come on in here. Let's do this live homeschool Q&A. Hey, Kimberly, hashtag Guru Click. Thank you so much for joining me. Hey, I always say it wrong. Hey, girl, hey, thank you so much for joining me. Hey, Kelly, now do me a favor, guys. Go ahead and share. Let's get some people in the room. I am trying to make sure that I am good on Instagram because I was having some issues. So bear with me, okay? But y'all come on in here. As you come in, say, hey, what's up? Let me know that you're here. Let's see. Y'all, it's been a pretty good day. We finished fairly early with our school day today, maybe around 1:30. But part of that was because one of my kids um, was thinking like they had completed their work and they hadn't completed their work. So I had a nice little lovely surprise for them today. They were required to go back and do their work today. So they had double work to do. They did some of it, but they didn't do all of it. So they had to go back and do the work that they had not done. So that was not fun for them. They ended up being late to their training, to their practice today because of that. So, but it's been an interesting day. Y'all coming in here and say, hey, what's up? Let me know that you're here. I am almost done. I think that's it. I think that's all I need to do. And then let's get on here to Instagram and make sure we good on Instagram. If you're here on Instagram, say, hey, what's up? Let me know that you are here. Let's see, hey, Rebel Mom. Hey, Contessa. Thank y'all so much for joining me. I appreciate it. Okay, so listen, we are having a conversation today about our biggest fears, right, as homeschoolers and how we conquer those. As I drop my phone, how we conquer those fears, right? So we're going to go through 3 today, and then on Wednesday we'll come back and we'll go through a few more. Okay, so y'all coming in, say, hey, what's up? Let me know that you're here, guys. Listen, it's been an interesting day. Let's see. Today was ELAR. Okay, so you did only English language arts and reading. I love it. Your kids are younger, right? If I remember correctly, Kelly. Kimmy says, my kid was sleeping during school and got upset that I didn't wake him when it went to sleep hard because he didn't want a nap. Oh, leave B alone. Let that baby sleep. Let him sleep, child. Hey, Kristen. Okay, yeah, so y'all did one subject today. That sounds great. That sounds absolutely wonderful. Okay, so listen, we're going to get started. I'm not going to be before you long because, I know you got stuff to do. But again, y'all know what to do. If you're here, say, hey, what's up? Let me know that you're here. If you're watching the replay, hashtag Guru Click so I can shout you out. That would be absolutely amazing. Everyone that is in here, please do me a favor, help your girl out in these homeschool streets and share, like, and comment. Let's get some people in the room. Share, thumbs up, hearts. All of that helps me out in the grand scheme of things. So please help your girl out, okay? Because she's out here helping you. Y'all, this wig it's moving, ain't it? It's doing something, ain't it? I mean, it's stay. It's doing something. Let's do that. Y'all, I trimmed about I think about 3 inches off of my hair. And now when I part it, it doesn't part like I like it. It parts funny. Let me see if I can fix it. Y'all, don't worry about your girl. She going through over here. Yeah, see now it parts funny. It looks funny. We're just gonna do this, okay? But yeah, I cut about 3 inches off of my hair because it was getting on my nerves. It was getting tangled. Hey, Rebel Mom, we found a new library. Good time. Okay, so you found a new library. Okay, so let's talk about the things that we're scared of, that we're typically scared of as homeschoolers. Let's just have this conversation. We're going to be transparent. We're going to be honest. I'm going to tell you what had happened. I'm going to tell you how I feel. And then I'm going to tell you how I conquered some of those same feelings that I had and sometimes I still have, right? So we're going to start off with number one. And number one is, how can I teach my kid things that I don't know? Okay. How can I teach my kid things that I don't know? Let's see. And time for learning is having Spirit Week. So you guys get to dress up. That sounds cute. Thank you so much, Kimberly. She said, how do you like Time for Learning? Time for Learning is a great program. It was a little kiddie for us when we signed up for it. But again, my kids are older, right? So my kids are 17, 11, and I missed my whole 15-year-old, but 17, 15, and 11. And so when we tried it, Time for Learning was a little bit of, it was a little kiddie. But what I will say for the younger ages, it's a great program. All of my clients that have used it have not had any complaints about it. What's important for you to do, though, is to make sure that you're following up with the kids to make sure that they are doing what they're supposed to do. And basically, you can't just put them, like, say, go study or go do this, and then come back to it and not know where your child is. It's important that you keep up and keep track with where they are in that space, okay? Kelly says, so far, so good. I supplement with OutSchool and workbooks. Yep, I imagine. She says, okay, good. My son is 7. Yeah, it should be good for your 7-year-old for sure. For us, again, it was just the fact that it was too kiddie for us. My kids are like, I'm not for this cartoon stuff. But as far as content, it was great. Like, it was good. Okay. Hey, Sonia. Sonia says, if you have passion, you can do anything. Big fear for me too. I had zero support in the beginning. Okay, so Sonia is replying to the question, the fear that I mentioned. Okay, so the fear was, how can I teach my kids things that I don't know, right? Like, how I'm going to teach my kids stuff. So here's the thing. Y'all have heard my story about math. The first time I took algebra, y'all, I failed it. And I don't think I got an F. But I think I'm 100% sure that it was one of the lowest grades I ever got in my high school career. And so it was frustrating to me because I was able to obtain A's and B's in those classes. But in that particular class, for some reason, I couldn't do it, right? And now I get it. Now I had a math teacher in the first time who enjoyed numbers. Like, he actually just enjoyed the whole numbers thing. And so he didn't have to know the why. He just did it, and it was great for him. My basketball coach came and taught me the same class that same year, and she was big on teaching the why you do things. And for some reason, it just clicked for me. Once I knew why I had to do it that way, I could pass her class with no issue. So I ended up passing her class with a B. So it's very different. So I understand the concept of being nervous or anxious about not being able to teach subjects that you know, like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to teach it. Let me tell you this, okay? We learn with our kids. There are a lot of subjects that we research beforehand, or we may be sitting there and we may learn it while they're sitting there. So for example, today, Yanni, did you read STAMP today? Okay, so today my daughter just got off of work, so she's still doing some of her schoolwork. But we read STAMP today, and we read about Jack Jones. Was it Jack Johnson? Where's the book, Pooh? Y'all, hold on 1 second. Can I have it? I'm on this side, on the left side. Thank you. So we're doing this book, and let's see. We're doing this book right here in our history, in our book study, Stamped. We're all reading it, and then we have worksheets and stuff that go along with it, and then they'll have a project at the end. So what we're learning, Jack Johnson, I just jacked that up, Jack Johnson. So today we learned about Jack Johnson, and it was a short little chapter, but it intrigued us so much that we began to do research on Jack Johnson and who he was, what he stood for, why was he important to the civil rights movement, like, why was he important to the Jim Crow? All of that stuff. We had absolutely no idea. I didn't know who he was. And so as an example, today I learned with my kids who he was. We did our own research. We looked at videos on YouTube. We saw the fight that caused all the issues. We saw him. We looked at him with his gold teeth and him being married back in the day. I mean, it was 1900, something like 1908. Something like that. And he was married to a Caucasian woman, two to be exact. And so back then that was unseen, unheard of. We found about him being arrested and falsely accused. Like, it was a whole thing, but we learned it all together. I had never heard the story. We all learned it together. So the question is, again, what do you do when you're afraid that you're going to have to teach subjects that you don't know anything about? Well, you research them. You learn with your kids, okay? So it's not that big of an issue. You learn with them. Naila says, got it. Thanks for that. You're absolutely welcome. Hey, Sheena. Hey, family. I love it here. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here, Sheena. Sheena, we might be family. Why are you playing? No, I'm playing. My maiden name is Johnson. I'm just playing. And there's millions of us. Literally, there are millions of us. Just in my family alone. Let's see. Sonia says, I took college algebra 4 times and kept withdrawing. I had to pass it to graduate. And the professor dual taught high school, so she really helped me. It was probably more my fear of failure keeping me back. I had it in my head. I'm learning with them too. It's great. Exactly. Okay. So if your fear, and I should have put this in here. Let me put this in here real quick. If your fear is that you will of how to learn or how to teach subjects that you're not, let's see. I'm saying it wrong. Hold on. Let me put it in the comments and we'll just go from there. Okay. So Q1, right, is how can I teach them things I don't know very much about? Okay. So that's the Q1. And that's what we're answering. It's very simple. Okay. The simple answer to that is you learn with them. Okay. You learn with them. You don't have to know everything. We have an opportunity and we're blessed to have so much information in front of us, so much information at our fingertips, so we do not have to know everything. All we have to do is be able to research it and learn and find the answers for them. Okay, y'all let me know if you have any questions about that. Hey Jaquithia, hashtag guru click. All right, let's see. Cindy says, any ideas on helping my 11-year-old to spell better? Unfortunately, she does not spell well at all. I'm at my wit's end. Simple words she's unable to spell. I would say make it fun. I would also say lots of reading. The more they read, they'll begin to understand and recognize words, word association, all that kind of stuff. So give her some time, because here's the thing, guys. We live in a very different world than what we lived in back in the day, right? So we were flat out told, you're not going to have a calculator in your pocket. So you're going to need to know how to do this, right? We do have a calculator in our pocket right now. Teachers would have never guessed that now we are walking around with a calculator in our pocket, right? So here's the thing. I tell my kids all the time, try your best to spell the word the first time. Try your best, okay? But you have your phone, you have the internet at your fingertips. If you're confused or unsure, just look it up. It's not going to hurt you to look it up, okay? So you don't necessarily need to know how to spell the word, but what you do need to know is how to be able to look up the correct spelling. So if she's understanding phonics and all that good stuff, I would let her be, give her time. It'll come with it. The more she reads, the more she adapts, the deeper she gets into it, it will get better. And if it doesn't get better, she's got the internet, she's got the dictionary at her fingertips to be able to look up the words that she's trying to say. And like Kimberly says, let's see, word games, Scrabble, and read. Exactly. So games, right? And then of course you're going to read. And then Kimberly also says, ask Alexa or Siri how to spell. Exactly. Use what you have, right? There's no reason for them to struggle. They're not going to struggle when they get into the real world, not with something like that. They have the dictionary, they have it at their fingertips. So take advantage of that, okay? Okay, just didn't want to fail her, the pressure. Listen, Cindy, stop saying that, okay? You're not failing her. You are doing your absolute best every single time you wake up in the morning and you choose to educate your babies. You are putting your full first foot, best foot, greatest foot forward, right? So stop saying that, okay? If she cannot spell, let's just be frank, okay? If she cannot spell, it's not going to kill her, because again, she can look up the word. Would we like for her to be able to spell the basic words? Of course. And that'll come with time, I'm sure. She'll get tired of misspelling it and start coming up with her own rules, but you're not failing her, okay? You're not failing her. Kristen says, try some spelling flashcards. There you go. Okay. Stephanie says, hey, how do you balance working for yourself and a homeschooler schedule? Stephanie, can I be honest with you? I do my best trying to balance it, but in my mind, there is absolutely no balancing. I mean, I don't want to say that something is going to fall, like something is going to not get as much attention as it should. But I'm just going to say that, be honest with it. Okay. So for me, it's my priorities to get my kids their education, their stuff done. Right. The price that I pay with that sometimes is that some things fall by the wayside. For example, this business, right? Me being a homeschool coach, some things fall by the wayside because I cannot I cannot devote as much time as I need to my job. And so what I would say to you is set clear boundaries, which I am not good at doing. Be consistent in your schedule. So if you are scheduled to work on your business or whatever the case may be, or homeschool, be consistent with that. And then hold yourself accountable. I have a planner, which I've talked to you guys about, right? I have a planner that I put all of my stuff in here, that I got from Charmazing Life Planners. So I have that here. I have appointments listed. Just be consistent with your scheduling and your planning. I really just honestly don't feel like there is a balance. One is always going to be like this. It's never going to be equal. It's all, one's going to be like this for a minute, right? And then the other's going to be like that. Like, it's going to kind of teeter totter, you know what I mean? Throughout that. Okay. All right. You're absolutely welcome, Cindy. You're absolutely welcome. Thank you so much for joining me on Instagram. Hey, Homeschool Life. Okay. All righty. So let's see. Let's go to the second question. And this time I'm going to be smart and I'm going to post it instead of going back. Okay. The question is, what if I made the wrong choices when it came to programs and curriculum? So when it comes to the curriculum, and hold on, let's see. What if I made the wrong curriculum choices? See, I should have done this before, right? Okay. So the question is, what if I made the wrong choices this year for curriculum? Okay. So that is the question that we're working on right now. Here is the thing. Okay. So say, for instance, and I've been here before, I have bought a curriculum. I thought it was great. It was starting to work great. Maybe 6 months in, it was no longer working great for whatever reason. Something happened. Okay. What if it's no longer working, right? And you fail in that particular area? What did I say about that last week? Anybody in the comments? What did I say if the curriculum is an issue? What are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Anybody? What did I say? Does anybody remember? Let's see. Hey, Alicia. Alicia says, get rid of it. Yeah, yeah. Kimberly says, sell it on eBay. Jaquita says, drop it, drop it, drop it. Let's see. Kismet. Hey, Kismet. Kismet says, scrap it. I appreciate it. Kelly says, scrap it. Exactly. So there are going to be times when you think you've done your absolute best, right? Where you have done your best picking, right? I've researched it. Oh, we've done the sample lessons. It fits our schedule. It fits our lifestyle. It fits my goal, my end game. This is the perfect curriculum. And then you sit down and it sucks. It's not. Okay. It's not the perfect curriculum. When that happens in that instance, you know exactly what to do. Somebody mentioned on my Instagram, Mama Sweet Baby, mentioned on my Instagram that a lot of the curriculums, they do accept returns if it's within the 30 days. So there you go. There's another option. Okay. Get rid of it. So whether that means selling it to someone else, donating it, or giving it to another homeschool family, or returning it back to the actual curriculum writer. Okay. So you have all three of those options. There is no reason for you to sit with a curriculum that is not A, fitting your lifestyle, B, fitting your schedule, C, fitting your child. If it's not doing those three things, then why are you pressuring yourself to do it? Why are you doing the things that you're doing as far as that's concerned? Y'all let me know if you have any questions. Okay. Tanisha says, Tanisha, I'm sorry, is it Tanisha or Tanisha? What is the best homeschooling curriculum for Texas homeschooling? So, Tanisha, I cannot answer that question for you. And the reason why I can't answer that question for you is it's all based on your child, right? So I can give you some suggestions, right? I can say to you, try these curriculums. But when you're trying to do curriculum, you want to research your child's learning style. So basically how they learn, and you can do that on on Google. Just, do free learning style quiz. You want to make sure you do that. You want to find out how they learn. You want to find out if the curriculum fits your lifestyle. So say for us, we are eclectic homeschoolers. Some things that we do are extremely traditional. Some things that we do are not traditional at all. So a traditional curriculum would not work for us. because we kind of move how we want to move. And so you want to make sure that the curriculum fits your lifestyle, okay? You want to make sure that it fits your goal, your end game, what it is that you're trying to do. And then you want to make sure that it fits your schedule in general. I explain to you guys all the time. My kids do a lot of training. Okay. So my boys train during the day. And then my daughter works during the day. If I was to get a traditional curriculum that required them to be in class from 8 to 3 or 8 to 4, there's no way that they would be able to do that with their schedule with training, right? So a traditional curriculum wouldn't necessarily fit me or necessarily fit our family because of their training schedule. So those are some things to be mindful of. Tell me what grade that you have. I can list a few of them and you can kind of check them out. You can also, when you're looking for curriculum, you want to make sure, like, how involved do you want to be, right? Do you want to write your own curriculum? Do you want them to lay the lesson plans out for you? Do you want them to sit in front of a computer and just say, go do this? What does your homeschooling journey look like for you and your babies? Okay, that's a good question. Sonia says, I didn't like her vocabulary choice this year, but we were almost through it and going to try something different. Try again. It was a good method at seeing what didn't work for us. Exactly. Keep trying. There are going to be times when you get curriculum and you think it's going to work and it just simply doesn't. It just doesn't. Okay. And that's okay. But that's when you do those 3 things, right? Get rid of it, donate it, or return it. Okay, that's what we're doing. We're not playing with curriculum. We're not going to drive ourselves crazy. We're not going to do a bunch of extra work. We're not going to do all that. We're just going to cut the stress right off the bat. Thank you, but no thank you. Be blessed. That's what we're going to say to the curriculum. Okay, that's what we're going to say. Tanisha. Okay, so I said it right. No, Tanisha. Oh, Tanisha. Okay, Tanisha. Okay, I got you, Tanisha. Tanisha says, I work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Okay, so then you will be homeschooling your baby in the evenings type situation. Am I right? Is that what I'm suggesting? Am I saying, okay, Tanisha, okay. Not Tanisha. Oh, so it is Tanisha. So I said it right. Okay. Listen, I try to get your names right because I want you to understand how much I care that you are here. Okay. Tanisha, right? Tanisha. Yes. Okay. We good. Okay. So you work Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. And so my assumption is that you're going to be homeschooling your child in the evening time. Are you working? Like, what is it? Are you working from home? Tell me more about that situation. Okay. Tanisha says, I have a 2nd grader. Okay, that helps me. And child, there we go, back and forth because I was jacking up her name, but we got it. So she's in the office. Okay, that was lovely. Y'all, I'm goofy. Not from home anymore. Okay, so what I would say to you with a 2nd grader. So for a 2nd grader, your school day, not your school day, your lesson should not last more than, I want to say 20 to 30 minutes. And when I say lesson, I mean like each subject. So if you're teaching math, 20 minutes. If you're teaching ELA, 20 minutes. If you're teaching history, 20 minutes, something like that. 15 to 20 minutes is what the lesson should be. Okay. So that would be you teaching it. And then the child having 15 to 20 minutes to do whatever work, whatever it is they need to do. So 15 minutes. Okay. 15 to 20 minutes. Let's just go with the 20 minutes. We're going to go with 20 minutes. So what I would say to you, Tanisha, is, because you are working a normal 8 to 5, I would say maybe do either one subject a day because they're so young, or one subject a day or 2 subjects a day. So maybe you do math and ELA on Mondays and Wednesdays. You do history and science on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then on Friday, you recap or you do art or something to that effect. And then if you need some extra learning or some extra help or something to that effect, maybe on Saturday and Sunday, as y'all see, I'm really thinking about this. Maybe on Saturday and Sunday, you do an extra lesson. Okay. And the reason why I'm kind of thinking about it is because you're working a full-time job. You're tired. I'm sure there's more that you have to do besides work and take care of this one child. So you're going to be exhausted. I would think about different options as far as what homeschooling is going to look like for you, for your family. Okay. So for us, it's Monday through Friday, but for the longest time, It was Monday through Thursdays with a field trip on Friday. Now it's Monday through Fridays. And so what does homeschooling look like to you, Tanisha? That's one of the questions you need to ask yourself. Oh, see, I said you had more to do and you have a 3-year-old. So it may be easier for you to do 1 or 2 subjects a day, Monday and Wednesday, do 2 subjects, and then Tuesday and Thursday, do 2 other subjects. And then Friday, maybe do 2 other subjects, something like that. Tanisha says, my husband doesn't have the patience. Bless his heart. Them husbands, boy, they cut up, don't they? They cut up. And you're stressed. Okay, so I would take some of that responsibility off your plate of feeling like every single time you come home from work, 8 to 5, you have to do a full day of schoolwork. After that, you have to cook. You have to get the kids in the bed. You have to get them bathed, fed. You have to take care of laundry, clean whatever part of the house that needs to be cleaned up. So for me, I would say take some of that off of your plate. Okay. So that would mean, again, like I said, doing a couple subjects a day. And it could be also, you could do, I'm going to say a couple subjects. I was going to say one subject, but my fear is that you won't necessarily be getting done as much as you would prefer to get done. But I would try either or. Try 1 or 2 subjects a day and see how that works for you. Okay. Let me know if that helped you, Tanisha. Let me know. Okay. You're welcome, Cindy. Cindy says evening schooling works great for us. Thanks, Sean. You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. We currently do MIA Academy. I like it, but she needs someone to be with her to make sure she's doing what she's supposed to do. So, and at that age, you start working on a level of independence. You start talking about integrity, and you start talking about being able to trust you to do and be who you say that you are, and do what you're going to say, do what you're committed to do. And so what I would say, again, to take some of that off of you right now, because you have to sit with her, is I would prefer, my suggestion, should I say, not prefer, it doesn't matter what my preference is. My suggestion to you, Kanesia, would be to start doing a few subjects at a time. So Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays. And then what you could do too is you could do, because you're working a full-time job, you could do maybe Mondays, maybe Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursday. You don't do, or you do school and then you skip Friday. Nope, let's do that backwards. Let's say, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you do school. And instead of Monday, maybe you take Saturday to do school. So you have Sunday and Monday off. So Sunday, you can chill with the family. Monday, after you get off of work, you have time to do whatever it is that you need to do. It's just a matter of finding what works for you and your family in your journey, right? It's not always going to look the same. It's not going to look exactly like mine. It's not going to look like anybody else's on this feed, but whatever works for you. So I would do trial and error and see what fits you as far as that's concerned. Okay. Yes, I break it down somewhat like that. Yeah. So I would do that and see how that works for you. And if 2 subjects is too much, then drop it down to 1. And you could literally do 1 subject a day and be okay. Okay. And I mean 1 subject a day. You may spend 20 minutes in one part of the day, then y'all go do something, bath time or whatever, and then do another 20 minutes, and then you move on. So you do it twice in a night. Whatever it is that's going to help you, I don't want to say properly, but it's going to make it easier for you and your baby. Just try to mix and match what you believe is going to be better. It's okay, babe. It's okay. I'll get it later. All right. Let me know if that helps, Anicia. Let me know. Hey, Valencia. Thank you so much for tagging someone. Shamika, girl, come on in here. Come on in. Okay, so we had 2 questions, right? I answered the first question. The second question, we talked about the curriculum, what to do with that, and y'all all knew the answer to that. Y'all just blessed me. That shows me that y'all be listening to your girl, right? Y'all be listening, okay? So the third one is something that people ask all the freaking time, y'all, like all of the time. All of the time. Okay? All right, let's see. Let me get it in there. I had to copy and paste it. Hold on. Okay. So the next question is, when I tell my relatives what we are going to do, I am met with skepticism. Skepticism. I can say that word. Silence and negative comments. How do I handle being judged? It's undermining my confidence. Okay, so listen, let me be clear. Okay, I love my mama. My mama is absolutely amazing and supportive in this journey. So let me put that out there first, okay? However, comma, if this was an issue that I was having with my situation, it would be a very nice, respectful conversation of, Mom, you've raised me. You've raised your child. These are my kids that I've been blessed with. I understand your concern. I understand that you don't think this is going to work. However, I've done the research, okay? I've prayed about it. I've meditated. Whatever word that you choose, I've studied it. Whatever word that you feel is going to work best for you, use that word. I've done this. So I'm going to say I've researched and I've prayed about it. And I believe that this is the best decision for me and my family. If that changes, then they will go back to traditional school. If it doesn't, we will continue to homeschool like we're supposed to. That's the type of conversation you should be having with those people that are questioning or judging your decision to homeschool your kids. They're not their kids. Like, I don't care. I don't care what you think. These are my kids. You raised yours or you're raising yours over there. Go be great. Let me be great, okay? Let me be great. No, Kim. Kim be tripping, y'all. Nope. Kim said, if you want some petty comebacks, let me know. I got you. No, we don't want any petty comebacks, right? We don't want any of that, Kimberly. See, we must be related. I'm full of petty responses. No, y'all, no petty responses. We're gonna flat out tell them just as nicely, and we don't ever have to talk about it again. We don't have to have a discussion. We don't have to be rude. You don't have to question my kids or anything. We're gonna have a calm conversation. What I'm going to say to you is, you know what? I appreciate your concern. These are my kids, and I have researched it and I have prayed about it, and I believe this is the best decision for our family. That's it. That's it. No other conversation. We don't have to go back and forth. You don't have to tell me what had happened. You don't have to tell me what research you've done. You don't have to tell me that you prayed about my decision. You don't have to do any of that. So that's the thing. As homeschoolers, we have to stop thinking that we have to stand up for ourselves. The fact of the matter is, just like they choose to put their kids in the traditional school system, they have the right to do that, right? It's available. They can do that. We have the right to choose that as well. They don't do that to private school institutions, right? They don't go, when you say, oh, I'm pulling my kids out of public school and I'm putting in private school. They don't say, oh, why would you do that? Are you sure? Is that a good decision for you? What about their education? They don't say all that. Like, don't even give them the time, the space, or the opportunity to question your decision about your children. Don't even make it an option. Thank you. Your aunt walks up and starts questioning. Thank you. I appreciate you, Aunt BB. Okay. These are my babies, though. Well, I just don't think I understand. I get it. But we don't have, good thing we don't have to talk about it anymore, right? Like, there's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to talk about. No, y'all, no petty, no petty stuff. Hey, Sylvia, good to see you. Do you use Epic for reading? What do you think about it? Sylvia, we used Epic for a super long time. I absolutely loved it. We used it for years before we started using Scribe. So basically, Epic is like digital books. You can do audio books. They can actually flip and read the books, but it's on a digital platform, whatever the case may be. We loved it. We did it for years. It actually started us listening to books, audio books in the cars. What started us there? It started us there on Epic. And then we moved on to Scribe. But yes, I absolutely love Epic. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. It's good stuff. Valencia says, personally, I wish I had chosen to homeschool sooner. I'm finding out that my 6-year-old is not as far along as I thought, even when his teacher was saying he's her best student. Yeah. And best student is relative, right? Like, it's a perception, right? Because if all of the kids around her are failing, then of course she's going to be the best, right? If all of the kids in her classroom can barely read, but your child can read, then of course she's going to be the best. You know what I mean? I think I wish that we would have homeschooled earlier, but it wasn't our time. It definitely was not our time. I was not ready to receive that in any kind of way whatsoever. Was not ready. Not at all. Okay. Let's see. Kimberly says, I love Epic and Scribed. And I don't know if it's Scribed or Scribed. My daughter and I fight about that all the time. She says Scribed, I say Scribed. However, I miss Oyster. They were truly the Netflix of books until Google brought them out. Oh, I've never heard of them. But yeah, Epic is great. It's absolutely amazing for audiobooks. We don't do it as much, but we used to listen to a lot of audiobooks in the car. We didn't even listen to the radio or music. We listened to audiobooks. And that was one of the ways that I got my kids more involved in reading. That was also one of the ways that I helped my one kid that was struggling with comprehension. He was having trouble visualizing what he was reading. So he was basically, and I've told you guys this story before, he was basically reading like the ball rolled down the hill. Like he was just reading that and that was it. But when I would read it, or when my younger kids that are my other kids that love to read, when they read it, they visualized the red ball rolling down the hill. They actually visualized it. He couldn't visualize the ball rolling down the hill. But we use audiobooks to help him start visualizing what he was reading. So as he's listening, he's visualizing more and more what it is he's reading. So that helped us a lot. Okay, that helped us a lot. People ask that all the time. I love that, Sean. Well, good thing we don't have to talk about him. I know, exactly. Yeah, y'all, we're not finna argue with anybody. We ain't gonna do it. We ain't gonna do it. We ain't finna argue with nobody. Incorrect grammar and all. We ain't finna argue with nobody about the decision we made for our children. I wish the Sam Hill I would. I am not. I'm not. I don't have to justify my decision to you. Now, if it's the child's father, that's a whole nother ball game. Don't get me involved in y'all shenanigans. Don't get me in that. But if it's somebody else on the outside, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not. What am I arguing with you for? These are my kids, not yours. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Hey, Hair by Danny, thank you so much for joining me on Instagram. All right. So does anybody have any more questions for me today? Excuse me, y'all. Sylvie says, did you get a .org to get an Epic account for free? I don't have a .org. No, I did not. I went through a group buy, but that group is no longer available. They shut it down a couple years because people were tripping. But I went through a group buy. Basically, there are groups on Facebook, right? You just have to research them. But there are groups on Facebook where homeschoolers can go in a group, say, for instance, like Epic, and they'll say, I want to buy a classroom license for Epic, okay? And they'll let them buy the classroom license for Epic. 30 people in the Facebook group will split the cost of the license, and then they'll pay for it. And then there's one teacher's account with a bunch of students, 30 students account is how that works. So that's how we did it. I did not do a .org at all. Sylvia, excuse me, y'all. What I would say to you is, I would say check your local library, because your library may have options similar to Epic that you can use for free. Okay, so check there first before you start trying to purchase something. Then I also would go into that group that I introduced you to, the frugal one that I introduced you to, to see if there's a group buy for that already available. Check that group first. Okay, send me a message if you don't remember that, or whatever the case may be. Okay, y'all bear with me. Excuse me, guys. Thank y'all so much. Let's see. Hey, Selena, thank you so much for joining me. Selena says, can you recommend math curriculum for children with attention deficits or autism? It depends on what is best for the child. So my favorite math for my family is Learn Math Fast. That is my favorite my favorite math, right? Learn math fast. You guys have all heard that. If you use it, if you go see it, 30-day money back guaranteed. Also, if you use the code Sean, you get 10% off your purchase. Okay. That is my favorite math. I'm going to be honest with you. And I think it may help with attention deficit, but it would be an issue where they'd have to focus on the lessons. And so, again, that may be something that you would have to help them do as far as that's concerned. The other one that we're using right now is we are using, help me, Father. Sweet Pea, what are we using right now for math? Sweet Pea, what are we using for math? Sweet Pea. She must have her AirPods in. Okay, so for math, I believe we are using teaching textbooks. Teaching textbooks for the first time, we're using a different math. Um, I would say more than anything else is I can't necessarily recommend a specific curriculum that would be best for someone with ADHD or ADD or autism. I don't want to give that to you 100%. What I will say to you though is teaching textbook has placement tests. Nope. No, it does actually, but that's not what I was talking about. Learn Math Fast has teaching tests. Learn Math Fast has placement tests. It also has sample lessons for each book. Okay. Let me see if I can find that for you. What you can also do is for teaching textbooks, they have placement tests and they have sample lessons up until the 15th lesson. So at lesson 16, it cuts off for you. Okay. Y'all, child, I'm not gonna lie to you. This COVID messes. I'm still trying to get rid of my cough. So let's see here. Here are the printable. There's a printable placement test on Learn Math Fast. Okay, so let me put that in the comments for you. Okay, there's a placement test on that. And you can do it online or you can do it the paper version. Okay, then you can get sample pages of a lesson off of each book that they have. Okay. So let me add that into there too as well. Okay. So there's two links that I gave you. The link, and remember, if you do decide to purchase 10% off, you get 10% off with my code Sean. But take the placement test, see if it works. Go look at the sample pages. I put the sample pages in there. There's one sample page for every book that you can look at and see if that works for you. Okay. Then teaching textbooks also has the same thing. So it still has placement tests and all that good stuff. And it has sample lessons as well. So try them both. That's what I would suggest more than anything else to see what works better. I don't want to give you incorrect information, Selena, being very honest with you. I understand it's a challenge, so I want to respect that and, recognize that it is a challenge. So I'm not going to tell you, oh, girl, go get teaching textbooks knowing nothing if it's going to work, not knowing if it's going to work for your baby. But I would definitely say I've given you some information as far as a starting point. So go try those sample lessons and look at them and see if that's something that you are going to be interested in. Learn Math Fast is very black and white. There are no color pictures, short of the cover being colored blue and then with a coin on it. That's it. There are no colored pages in the actual book. Teaching textbook, there's a lot of color. There's a video where somebody teaches it. There's practice stuff. And then there's a lesson, that, like an actual worksheet that they have to do. So what I would suggest, again, is that you try them to see what works better for your baby. Okay. All right. Yep. Thank you, Kismet. Teaching textbooks. I was behind. You're welcome. I apologize. I know. I'm sorry. I wish I could be more help on that. Kelly says it takes a while for a cough to go. Listen, I'm learning that, Kelly. I am struggling. I am frustrated and I don't like it. I know that it takes a while. We have been dealing with this COVID stuff since the end of September is when it hit our house. October was an interesting month for us, although we have been, done since mid-October. The cough and all of that, it's just taking my body a lot, y'all. I can't. That's a whole nother conversation. Let me stop. But I cannot believe that this is what we're experiencing. That's what I would say. Okay. You're welcome, Selena. All right, so we had three things. We talked about three different fears, okay? And I want y'all to tell me, okay, the answers to these. I'm gonna leave it in the comments, okay? I want you to tell me in the comments what the answers are, okay? So we had three questions. Let me go back to the beginning. The first question is, how do I teach things that I don't know anything about, okay? So how do I teach things I don't know anything about? Who remembers what I just said about that, okay? So somebody answer that. Now I want somebody else to answer the second question. And the second question was about relatives who are not okay or don't approve of our decision to homeschool. So that's number two. Somebody else answered that, okay? The number three question was the next one. What was the last one? Number three was nope, that was number three. So what was number two? Oh gosh, I messed it up. Let's see. Or did I mess up number one? Child, hold on. I'm messing. You know what? Why am I scrolling instead of going to my notes? How about that? So the first one was, okay, I want somebody to answer. The first one was, how do I teach subjects I don't know? Okay, so that was the first one. The second one was, what if I made the wrong curriculum choice? Okay, that was the second one. The third one was about the relatives who do not approve of your choice to homeschool. I want three different people to give me the answer. I mean, I guess all the same person can do it, but it'd be nice to have three different people. Okay. My appetite is okay. It's the cough and I'm worn out. Like Kelly, I am legit worn out all of the time. Like all of the time. Like I can't even describe to you. It's terrible. You said Google it, YouTube. Okay. Yeah, Google YouTube. Let's see. Tanisha said, tell them thank you and God bless you. I'm doing what is best for my family. Okay, that's number one. Okay, cool. There we go. Tanisha said, throw it away. Okay, she on it. She's on it. She's on it. No, you're good. You answered. Okay, so the last question was, so we talked about the curriculum. We talked about the relatives. What was the third question? Somebody answered the third question. Now I can't even remember what it was. Somebody answered that third question for me. Let's see. We talked about that. Subjects that you don't know. Okay. You're worried about teaching subjects you don't know the answer to. What did I say about that? What I had said. What I had said. Learn with them. There you go. There you go. Good stuff, guys. I appreciate it. See, y'all make me feel some type of way when you listen to me. I appreciate it. Listen, it is 5:50. I'm going to jump off of here because I got to go get dinner started. I don't even know what I'm cooking. I'm going to throw something in the, what's that thing called? Instapot or something. I don't know. For dinner tonight. But thank y'all so much for joining me. Everybody that's in here, do me a favor. Just do something simple. Hearts, likes, comments, thumbs up. Share whatever it is that you can do to help me out here in these homeschool streets. Your girl's out here doing the thing for you. I am trying to make it happen, answer the questions that you may have. Listen, I will be back with you on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time to continue this exact conversation, right? To talk about our fears, right, as homeschooling moms and how we can conquer those together. The simple things that we can do to conquer those together. I will be back with you guys on Wednesday, right? At 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. I need all of you back. I need all of y'all back. Thank you for your patience and time. You rock. I appreciate you. Y'all have an absolutely wonderful Monday. I will see you again on Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining me. You guys be blessed. Bye, y'all.